Deep inside a fire station in Livermore, California, hanging from a dusty ceiling, there is a light bulb. It isn't an LED, it isn't connected to Wi-Fi, it is a hand-blown carbon filament bulb manufactured in Shelby, Ohio in the late 1890s, and it has been burning continuously 24 hours a day for over 120 years. It has been turned on since before the Wright brothers flew. It has outlived the firefighters who first screwed it in. It has outlived the company that manufactured it. It has even outlived 3 different webcams that were set up just to watch it die. Now, I want you to look at the light bulb in your hallway. I want you to look at the toaster in your kitchen that only toasts one side of the bread. Look at the $1,000 smartphone in your pocket that starts acting weird and slow the exact week the new model comes out. We have split the atom. We have put rovers on Mars. We have mapped the human genome. So why is it that we could build indestructible technology in 1901, but we can't seem to make a pair of headphones that lasts more than 6 months? The answer isn't that we forgot how. The answer is much darker. The answer is that a group of men met in a smoky room 100 years ago and decided to make things break on purpose. This isn't a theory. This is a matter of historical record. It was Christmas, 1924, Geneva, Switzerland. While the rest of the world was celebrating the holidays, the CEOs of the world's biggest light bulb companies, Philips, Osram, General Electric, Tokyo Electric, gathered for a secret meeting at a luxury hotel. The mood in the room wasn't festive, it was panic. You see, their engineers had gotten too good at their jobs. They had invented bulbs that lasted 2,500 hours. Some designs could even last longer. This was an absolute disaster for profits. Think about it. If you sell a customer a light bulb that never burns out, you never see that customer again. You sell to them once, and you go out of business. So, these massive corporations decided to stop competing against each other and start conspiring against you. They formed a global cartel. They called it Phoebus. It was the first time in history that corporations conspired on a global scale, not to improve a product, but to actively cripple it. They signed a legal document, the Phoebus Agreement, which mandated that the lifespan of all light bulbs must be artificially limited to exactly 1,000 hours. This wasn't just a gentleman's agreement, it was a dictatorship. They set up a bureaucracy to enforce it. Factories had to send samples of their bulbs to a central testing lab in Switzerland. If a factory's bulbs lasted too long, say they accidentally made a good product that lasted 1,500 hours, that factory was fined. The better the product, the higher the fine. Imagine being an engineer in the 1920s. You go to work, you try to make a durable, long-lasting filament, and your boss comes in and screams at you because you're costing the company money. They had to reverse engineer their own inventions. They spent millions of dollars researching inferior filaments. They engineered fragility into the very DNA of the glass. And it worked. By the 1940s, the 1,000-hour bulb was the global standard. They had successfully conditioned the entire human race to accept that things just burn out. They trained us to believe that breakage is natural rather than engineered. But the Phoebus Cartel didn't stop at light bulbs. Once the business world realized they could get away with this, they gave it a name, Planned Obsolescence, and it spread like a virus to every industry in existence. Take the story of nylon stockings. When DuPont first invented nylon in the 1940s, it was a miracle material. It was practically indestructible. Early demonstrations showed strong men trying to rip the stockings apart and failing. You could practically tow a car with them. But DuPont realized the same thing the light bulb guys did. If women didn't get runs in their stockings, they wouldn't buy new ones next month. So they ordered their chemists to go back to the lab and weaken the formula. They told them to make the material more brittle, more prone to tearing from UV light and friction. They turned a miracle material into garbage just to keep the sales chart moving up and to the right. Fast forward to today. The Phoebus Cartel is officially gone, but their ghost is haunting every single device you own. Look at the inkjet printer industry. This is perhaps the most criminal example of them all. Did you know that many printer cartridges have a literal microchip inside them that counts the number of pages you print? Even if there is still plenty of ink left in the cartridge, once that chip hits a specific number, it tells the printer, "I am empty," and it refuses to print another page. It's a lie coated in silicon. There are sponges in printers designed to fill up with waste ink and trigger a fatal error message that bricks the entire machine, forcing you to buy a new one, even though the mechanical parts are perfectly fine. Or look at your smartphone. In 2017, Apple publicly admitted to slowing down older iPhones via software updates. They claimed it was to protect the battery from aging, but coincidentally, these updates always seemed to roll out right when the shiny new iPhone was hitting the shelves. It's the same playbook, 1924 or 2024. The date changes, but the scam stays the same. It has gotten so bad that companies are now using parts pairing to stop you from fixing things yourself. If you take a screen from one iPhone and put it on another identical iPhone, it stops working. Why? Because the serial numbers don't match in a database. They have digitized the glue. They have made it impossible to own the things you paid for. You're just renting them until they decide it's time for you to upgrade. And the cost of this isn't just in your wallet. It's in the ocean. It's in the soil. We are drowning in a tsunami of designed waste. Ships full of broken electronics that are perfectly functional are shipped to third-world countries to be burned for copper, poisoning the air, all because a CEO in a boardroom wanted to boost his quarterly bonus. We're stripping the earth of rare earth minerals, refining them, shipping them across the world, and then burying them in a landfill 6 months later. It is madness. So, the next time your washing machine breaks the day after the warranty expires, or your controller starts drifting, or your phone screen cracks because you looked at it wrong, don't get mad at your bad luck. Get mad at the meeting in Geneva. Get mad at the Phoebus Cartel, because you aren't just a customer to them. To them, you are just a battery that powers their machine, and they will drain you and replace you without a second thought.